Inevitably, despite that evidence, someone is going to throw Jesus into this mix to defend illegal immigration and say he was an immigrant. He was not an immigrant. He was born a Jew, raised a Jew. He was Jewish for all intents and purposes. He was a citizen of Israel. But they're going to go to Matthew 25 because this is one of the most famous Jesus immigration enforcement shaming verses of all time. So let's go to Matthew chapter 25, verse 35. So in Matthew 25, we're not going to go through the whole thing. I'm gonna take you through some pieces here because it's where he talks about the sheep and the goats. And if you drop all the way down to verse 31, where he's talking about the sheep and the goats here, people love to quote verse 35, right? Where it says, "For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I was a stranger and you invited me in." They take like Jesus was an immigrant and you invited me in or something. They don't even read this whole verse in context. And then when you get 31 through 46, verses 31 through 46, Jesus describes help for those in need. And he states, "I tell you the truth, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did for me." And in this translation, it says, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." Right? So some believe in these verses that Jesus is referring to all of humanity. But this all-inclusive interpretation of Matthew is problematic. Why? Because nowhere in the New Testament does it refer to all of humanity as brothers and sisters of Jesus. So yes, we should seek to love our neighbor as ourselves and treat those who are needy with dignity and compassion. But this ethic does not mean that Christians turned a blind eye to those who violate the law, whether that law is immigration or identity theft or robbery or anything else. Matthew 25 is great scripture, but it cannot be used to justify illegal immigration, period. So you see, folks, there is nothing unbiblical about deporting illegal aliens, and as a Christian, you shouldn't feel bad about it.